Hello again, everybody. We are back in New Mexico this week, up in the northwest corner of the state with some new property very close to the Navajo Marina. These, of course, are very popular properties every time we list them, not only because of their proximity to the marina, but also because of their complete lack of planning and zoning regulations. That, of course, makes them not only RV friendly, but tiny home friendly, yurt friendly, and do whatever your little heart desires friendly. In addition, the property we're listing today differentiates itself even more, not only from our typical properties, but also from others we have listed in this exact region, because it is ideally located along Highway 511, which of course opens up the possibility to commercial development as well. This one's 2.4 acres, priced at $15,000. Learn all about it and more after the intro. All right, people, we're going to spend a little bit of time on the map here because I want to show you not only the subject parcel, but some of the many attractions that are available within this area. So first, let me start off by saying the property is located up here in San Juan County in the northwest part of the state. Of course, this is the Four Corners region of New Mexico, so you've got Colorado to the north, Arizona to the west, and Utah to the northwest. Four Corners Landmark is, of course, a major attraction and one that sits not far, roughly an hour and a half from the subject property. Additionally, guys, just over here where the 491 meets the 64, you've got the Shiprock Monument, which, of course, is one of the state's most iconic attractions, a giant monolithic rock formation sticking out of the ground, reaching up to the heavens, a sight to see, roughly an hour from where our subject property is located. Now, of course, the parcel of land we're going to be talking about today is situated just here west of the Navajo Marina. Now, it should be noted, guys, that while there are some mom-and-pop convenience stores in this region, the closest town for groceries and supplies or medical facilities is going to be Farmington, roughly 35 miles west. Now, of course, you've got some other towns out here along the way, such as Turley and Blanco and Bloomfield, but realistically, it's going to be Farmington where you'll be driving for major grocery and supply runs. And of course, out here in Farmington, you've got the San Juan Regional Medical Center, Four Corners Regional Airport, but also a number of casinos, bars, restaurants, grocery stores, pharmacies, and of course, everybody's favorite, the Walmart. And it should be noted that Farmington is not home to just one Walmart, people. Nay, no, they've got two whole Walmarts. One down here by the 64 and one up here off the 516. Of course, they've also got a Sam's Club, a Target, and the all-important Home Depot. So if you do end up purchasing this land and you start building on it, it's going to be Farmington where you're going to be driving for all your major building supply needs. Now, with all that said, guys, let's go back to the marina and devote some time to this. So the Navajo Marina, it should be noted, is the second largest body of water in the state, second only to Elephant Butte Lake down in Sierra County. Of course, Navajo Marina, in my opinion, takes the far greater advantage, capitalizes, if you will, off the fact that it is a body of water in a largely desert state and has managed to provide plenty of activities for tourists and locals alike. In fact, out here at the marina, you can find plenty to do and rent, such as boats and bumper boats, jet skis, skidoos, kayaks, aquacycles, hydro bikes, and of course, everybody's favorites, those big 48-foot houseboats. So if you do end up buying the land, you can also invite all your friends out here, have a big party on the lake. Of course, to learn more about all the many things the marina has to offer, I'd encourage you to check out their website, which is actually pretty good, has a lot of information about everything I just discussed, plus fishing guides, nearby lodging, so on and so forth. And yet again, guys, let me delay getting to the specific property because I just want to highlight a few more advantages to buying land in this region. So if we zoom back here on the map, it's worth noting that in neighboring Rio Arriba County, you've got the El Vado and Huron Lakes, as well as Abiquiu Lake, all just a short distance away. So of course, if you ever get tired of the marina, if you ever get tired of the tourists, you can just drive your boat over there and take advantage of all the sort of fishing and general relaxation you'll find in those respective areas. Additionally, guys, one of the other major benefits of buying land in this region is that you're not just buying a seasonal property best enjoyed only a few months out of the year while the marina is open. Nay, in fact, up here in San Juan County, you're in relatively short driving distance to some of the best skiing in America. Over here in nearby Taos County, roughly 2 hours east and north into Colorado, either a half-hour drive into Durango or a 2-hour drive up into Telluride. But the point being, guys, is that all of this is really just right in your backyard. Okay, people, with all that said, the subject property is located up here just 4 miles north of the marina along Highway 511. And as you can see in the photos here, we've got highway frontage along the entire east side of the property. Additionally, as you see in this photo, the property features power at its parcel boundary, namely a utility easement here along the north end of the lot. And because of the tree cover, this is a little difficult to discern on Google Maps, but this power line you see right here, you can kind of make out in the drone overlays, helping to better illustrate the fact that these power lines run along the entire northern boundary. Additionally, people, when we go to the reverse angles here, you can see not only the aforementioned highway frontage, but also this little turnoff right here, which is identified as Road 4065 and serves as a legal access along the southern end of the property. This road, by the way, leads to some developed home sites, which you can see back here, including this home, which appears to be the closest neighbor. Now, it should be noted, guys, that we've bought and sold so many properties out here. I know there to be a presence of underground utilities, telecom lines along Highway 511. They tend to line the entire length of the road from the marina to quite a bit north of the marina. That said, they do not appear to have a presence directly on this parcel, though they are obviously here servicing some of these homes and really all the developed home sites that you see here just east and west of the highway. So, of course, much like the neighbors, this lot can be used for residential development, whether it's a 1,500 square foot SFR or a less conventional structure like a tiny home or a shipping container home. And, of course, just based off all the great attractions that surround this region, it'd be hard to find a better place to do such a thing. That said, the big thing I want to talk about with this property is the location and all the sort of commercial potential I see it having. So, first off, let's go back to the map here because I just want to show you guys, for however much we talk about the marina being such a big tourist attraction with so many things to do out here, there are, in my estimation, a kind of surprising lack of business and support services around the marina. In fact, from this area, you really have to go about 5 miles west into Archuleta before you find any sort of hotels or RV campgrounds or even a restaurant. I think Abe's and Fish Heads are pretty much the only thing out here, and one of them right now, I forget which, is for sale. But the point is, they're located all the way over here. So there's no convenience stores, there's no other stores selling fishing gear or boating supplies or beach balls or sunglasses, or even just a little diner along the highway or a place selling burritos or beef jerky or anything like that. It really does not exist out here. And it's surprising when you consider the fact that this Highway 511 is pretty much the main arterial that sees a lot of traffic going back and forth between here and Colorado. And if we go back to the drone shots here, specifically this one, you can see that there are what look to be some industrial facilities that someone has built up on their land, meaning that it's not impossible to develop property out here in a commercial respect. It's just something no one has thought to do out here yet. At least not anyone owning any lots here along the highway. So with all that said, guys, this is normally the part of the video where I like to talk about zoning, where I like to talk about HOAs and whatever covenants and restrictions they might have. That said, guys, this is going to be a very short topic because this property is not burdened with either one of those. Let's talk about HOAs first. So first off, there's no HOA. Hey, look at that. Pretty easy, right? Because there's no HOA, there's no covenants, there's no restrictions, there's no annual dues, there's no time limits on building. That, of course, means that you're going to have a lot greater freedom and independence to develop this property in whichever way you see fit. Number one. Number two, San Juan County is not necessarily a county that is without zoning. It has zoning, but San Juan County defers to the townships, the municipalities that are within it to make their own rules and restrictions about whatever, minimum square footage, heights of buildings, setbacks of buildings, so on and so forth. So the town of Farmington might have some specific requirements about building, but in this particular part of the county, it's called unincorporated San Juan County, which means it's not subject to any planning and zoning ordinances. So because of that, of course, as we write up here, we say that the property is ideal for those looking to experiment with alternative housing, such as a tiny home, a shipping container home, or other structures generally difficult to get permitted in other parts of the state. But the point is, guys, is that all of those things that are normally a burden to buyers, to people trying to develop land, particularly the types of buyers we encounter who want to do less conventional things, will not be a burden to you should you elect to build and develop this property. So with all that said, people, if you are interested in purchasing this property, you'll be glad to know that we closed on it through San Juan Title, which means that we not only receive title insurance, but that we will be conveying it to you with a warranty deed. So if you come up here on the listing page, go to the Buy Now button, click this, which will take you to this secure checkout, where we ask for a non-refundable, people, let me say it again, non-refundable $500 earnest money deposit. Now, to be clear, guys, this is not a property that has any financing offered. This is not a property where we're doing monthly payments. This is a property where we expect you to have the entire cash price. So if you do not have the entire cash price, you should not initiate this transaction. For those of you who do, however, here's the way it works. Come down here, give us the name for the deed, name for the contract, your mailing address. Then at the bottom of the page, agree to the terms of service, click next, and on the very next page, you can enter credit or debit card information to place the $500 deposit. Now, to be clear, guys, this is an expensive property. Really, anything north of $10,000, we encourage our buyers to close through a title company on. Of course, you don't have to do that. Nobody's got a gun to your head. It's up to you. But when you're spending this kind of money, we recommend getting title insurance. And of course, one of the major benefits here for you, the buyer, is that with a title company, you've got a third-party intermediary who is not only handling the conveyance of the property, but also the disbursement of funds, meaning we cannot touch your money until such a time as the property has been deeded into your name. Now, if you're unfamiliar with how that whole process works, you'll be glad to know that on the listing page, we've got this helpful Notes About Purchasing, which goes into a little more detail here. But more helpfully, it links you to some pages on the website, which will go into even greater detail about this process. The first page is called How It Works Buying From Us. And if you go here, you can see exactly how this process plays out. Step 1, you place that deposit. Step 2, we're going to draft a contract. You sign it, we sign it. And step 3, the title company will do the rest, albeit slowly and over the period of about a month. And in case you're at all skeptical about placing money before seeing the contract you'll be asked to sign, you'll be glad to know we have a copy of our standard sale purchase agreement right here. You can click that and read through a generic version of what that contract looks like. It's a pretty easy contract, one page for signatures. If you got a lawyer in the family, have them give it a look-see, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Additionally, guys, if you haven't been through the title escrow process before, you're probably going to have a lot of questions about it. You'll be glad to know we have a page on our website entitled Title Escrow Frequently Asked Questions page. So if you click on that, it'll take you to this page where pretty much every conceivable question we have ever gotten from a buyer or will ever get from a buyer is answered here. Questions about benefits, questions about potential drawbacks, timeline, schedule, logistics, so on and so forth. So we encourage you, give that a read. In conclusion, people, these properties are always intensely popular whenever we list them, not only because of the proximity to the marina and all the aforementioned attractions that surround this area, but of course because the lack of formal zoning and the greater independence that provides to the buyer. In addition, this one has the added benefit of that highway frontage, which really expands the possibilities even further into commercial territory, providing you an ideal location for a business. Word to the wise, these properties always sell out fast. If this one does interest you, we encourage you to act sooner rather than later. With all that said, thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you in the next video.